Hey guys, what's happening? It is Nate from PlayYourCourt.com. Today we are examining a major power killer on the serve. All right guys, so we are deep diving. What is this critical error that happens on the serve that just robs us of any power? Well, not all power, but most of it. All right. Today's instruction is for Play Your Court members with a rating of 80 and below. And guys, look, if you don't know what the Play Your Court rating system is, there's only one way to find out. Get on the platform, go to the website, check it out. A lot of us are returning to the courts, and we literally offer everything that's going to get you back into your game, whether you're looking for a challenge league where you can get some match play, specifically singles, and build a ranking. If you're looking for some new people to play with, we're offering safety parameters as well on how you can hit the courts and make sure that you're staying safe. And maybe you're looking for a lesson. We've got over 1,500 pros nationwide also trained on the safety precautions that can help you get back on court. All right, but let's check out this serve killer. Let's jump into it. And what we're talking about today is something that's happening from the drop up to the flip. All right, and we've talked about waiter's tray, and this is not what we're talking about today, don't worry, because that is what we see most often. But the second biggest power killer that we see is something that's happening with the distance of the elbow to the body and then the position of the hand. All right, so what we're talking about is when we see players go through their serve and their palm opens up. All right, so immediately what happens is it creates this joint position that the elbow has a hard time staying relatively close to the body. With my palm opening, it's almost impossible for me to get into a position from here. I've got to allow the racket to get all the way back in order for the palm to open up. So that's the first thing you want to examine. Go through your motion, ask yourself, do you go palm up? All right, or are you palm down? And that is really what we recommend, all right? And so when we're going palm down, we're either seeing the tip out, right? Facing out this way, right? Or we're seeing with the palm down, the tip slightly back a little bit. Either which one is completely acceptable. But what you're gonna see, the chief difference here is with that palm down, look where the elbow comes in. Right, this distance, it's very minimal, right? And on either one of these, especially from here. But if that palm opens, right, you're gonna see that distance is really hard to get that elbow back where you need it. So what ends up happening is where you end up going, or a player may go palm out, what we see is a serve, I'm gonna try not to hit the ceiling fan here, a serve that ends up looking with the palm open, and it never gets back behind them. The serve only works out to the outside of the body. So as a righty, it only stays on the right side. And what we really want to see is a racket drop. So as I'm working through this with the palm down, right, you can see here, strings are down. What happens is from here, when my elbow gets into this position, it enables me to get the racket close to my head, all right? And then from here, it enables me to raise the elbow, all right? Kind of what we've talked about in the past, that lasso, if you will. And that racket drop is where the power is really gonna be delivered, okay? Like remember, the arm is a conduit for power. It's built from the ground up, power's coming from your legs, but we want long levers, right? And so if I'm out here, this lever isn't nearly as efficient as this snap that operates much like a bullwhip. All right, so the second thing that we really want to examine is, are you leading with the elbow? So when we talk about the racket flip, what you're gonna see is the elbow leads. The elbow rises and works up so the racket can flip and get at the ceiling. I knew it was gonna happen. It's such a small space. All right, but if the elbow's leading, then I can get into this racket flip. Ask yourself, are you leading with the hand? All right, so if I go palm open here, what you'll see is that a lot of times the hand is leading, right? So the racket, the butt of the racket is leading forward and I'm not really leading with the elbow. All right, so that can be with waiter's tray or it can be with this palm up and too much extension on the back end. All right, so how are you gonna fix it? You can do this right from your home. All I want you to do is to find somewhere, a wall, indoors, outdoor, and go through your service motion relatively close to the wall. And if you're touching the wall, if you're getting to a point where you're routinely hitting the wall, it's too big, right? Get enough space and then work through it so that you can get the racket to this position. So what we want to be doing is, from this trophy position, right, is getting the racket here. All right, and this is something, I like to call it the umbrella, right? This is where we're talking about the racket up over the head so it can easily enter into the racket drop. But imagine, like, the umbrella, it should be above your head as if it's shielding you from the rain. All right, so some of you may have seen Sarah Ronnie on tour, right? Great player, not a phenomenal serve. She's petite, but she starts in this manner for the serve. She hits a good spin serve, but I'm guessing somewhere along through development, she had a hard time getting through the racket drop and getting it all connected. But that's how important it is. She just starts from right here. So give that a go as well. Work backwards, start from here, and then work and put it all together, and then make sure that you get to this position. All right, guys, so really hope you got a lot from today's video. Examine these, all right? This is a perfect time, especially if we're not back on the courts, to start examining mechanics and let's fix them. Let's get the right muscle memory, all right? And we can do this without a racket, with the racket, by hitting a ball or without hitting a ball. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button. If you never want to miss a Play Your Court video, hit subscribe, and please, check out the website. It's super cool. Scott and I've worked really, really hard. We've got a big team behind the scenes that works really, really hard. I think you'll love it if you check it out. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.